Hello and welcome back to the Gigabyte Challenge number 5. We're still in the semifinals. This is going to be the second semifinal match, and the winner goes in the finals to match up against Mousesports. This is going to be Nadas Vincere or Navi US versus Midnight Pile Drivers or MPL, a team that I actually haven't seen play before, so probably the underdogs coming into this match. But at least so far in the Gigabyte Challenge number 5, they've had a good showing and have been able to continue on until this point in the tournament, so I'm to see how they play. And well, I'm GrandSV and I'll be your main caster for today, and I'll be joined by Banshee. How are you doing, Banshee?
Yeah, I'm doing great. As having a quick look at this team, how they got through to this area, they've been quite a few good teams to make it through. In the quarterfinals, they went and beat Team Aware, who were in the international qualifiers. A very good team there coming out from Russia, and then they also beat fellow Russians, Virtus Pro, who we also know made it through to the playoffs of the international. So two very good teams getting taken out there by these Midnight Pile Drivers, and I will say that I haven't actually heard of this team before myself, so it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen there.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that they can pull out a win over Nadas Vincere US. Navi US haven't really been showing the best performance as of late, so maybe they have an opportunity, but the Lycanthrope is left in the pool, and something that Navi and A favor quite heavily, and so they'll be all too happy to take that one up as a first pick. As far as the bans are concerned, MLP are going to take out the Batrider as well as the Brewmaster, and then Navi are going to ban out the Doom as well as the Tinker.
Yeah, as we do see the Treant Protector is going to get picked up. Some very nice pick up there against Lycan, just helping to keep that tower up. But giving Navi that tower, that Lycan, it does mean that some huge pushing capability are on the way, although it is worth noting there isn't going to be that easy Roshan attempt from Navi.
But if they do win a fight, they do have the potential to go into the pit and take it very quickly. So it's still an option, but yeah, sneaking it early is very difficult on the Radiant side. MLP have a couple of decisions left in this next couple of picks. They have Mirana still left in the pool, and they'll go ahead and pick that one up. No huge surprises there. They might not be able to get the supporting hero that they want to partner up with that Mirana. Shadow Demon and Bane are probably going to be banned out by Navi in the next banning stage, but Navi are also going to get their hands on Tidehunter, a very good teamfight off-laner hero that can function fairly well against a lot of different lanes, and at least survive and get his experience. And since he is on the Radiant side, we'll have fairly easy access to the Ancients as well.
Yep, I'm having a quick look to see if I can find anything else about this team, and right now, all I can find about them is the Season 2 Weekly 1 League of Dota Challenge, which they lost in the first round against Helios Esports, so obviously had a huge improvement since those humble beginnings, and well, this could be a breakout team coming in.
Yeah,
are we going to be witnessing history right here? Is this going to be another Monomaniacs or Crackspare or whatever you call them nowadays? Team Coast.
There we go. Well, MLP are going to ban out the Nature's Prophet, not wanting to give away the Nature's Prophet, as well as the Lycan towards Navi. Their lanes would be a little bit interesting if they did go for a Nature's Prophet. The Lycanthrope, a lot of teams favor putting him towards the mid lane. On the Radiant side, he has access to the jungle camps towards the side that he can stack with his wolves, and also clean up fairly easily as well. And, well, Radiant mid lane is a lot easier and harder to gank as well, so that might be an option for Navi, and could be what MLP were expecting with that Nature's Prophet ban, but more often than not, probably just, or more likely than not, probably just not wanting to give away that pushing combo coming out with the treants as well as the howl damage.
5 seconds.
Yeah, because there is a stage where if you just pick up so many minion creating heroes, eventually you get to the point where you just can't stop this additional creep wave bursting down your tower no matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you win the team fight if you're losing all your towers and racks in between. Because, well, getting kills is not the objective of the game. It is taking down the Ancient.
They will go ahead and ban out the Enchantress as well, so another early pusher taken out by MLP. Bane and Shadow Demon are both left in the pool, Treant Protector and Shadow Demon is going to be a fairly likely supporting duo for MLP, but they might shy away from that. No, they'll go ahead and pick up the Shadow Demon. No big surprises there. A fairly solid draft coming out from them. And also, well, maybe a little bit surprisingly, that can be a pretty good offensive tri-lane if you get some early boots up in the Treant Protector. He's very good at zoning out Other heroes, you can get that point up in the lead seed, and they'll have some killing potential against the Lycanthrope, so that might be an option for MLP, but more than likely it is going to be just a safe lane, tri-lane for them. Na'Vi do have the Enigma also left in the pool. Should they want to take that one up, another good summons creating support that can run in the jungle to give them a lot of that extra farm and pushing potential with the Eidolon summons coming out from him.
Reserve time.
Yep. Although, again, if they do pick that up, there is always the issue that if you leave your troll lane too weak, then that aggressive troll lane can come in, because, like what you said, it's not the greatest aggressive troll lane, but against a Lycan does weaken your early game laning stage.
Yeah, so let's see how Na'Vi are going to decide to respond against this. They're eating into their bonus time fairly heavily for this next pick, as it's really going to speak to the flavor of how they're going to lane this or decide how they're going to play this draft. MLP have plenty of different options as far as laning is concerned. Where they're going to put that Mirana is still up for grabs. And Na'Vi going to pick themselves up a Lich. Lich, a very defensive support, and might be able to punish the offensive tri-lane coming out from MLP, but doesn't really offer anything as far as offensive potential for Na'Vi is concerned. And also, really doesn't do a lot to save a Lycan if he's gone on by like a disruption into Arrow with the Leech Seed.
Well, there is the advantage that his ultimate, once he hits that level 6, it does combo rather well with that Tide Hunter. Both those two coming together means that you effectively have the advantage in most, if not all, team fights. On the other hand, though, he does lack that stun. He does lack that ability to stop the aggressive tri-lane from just destroying their entire lineup.
Well, with that Lich pickup, I highly doubt that they'll be going for Enigma as well. I think that would be way too greedy for Na'Vi to pick up. But still, that Lycanthrope could be heading towards the mid lane instead. And they could still be picking up their safe lane farmer on the side of Na'Vi, and maybe it would be something that would stand a little bit better against MLP if they do decide to go offensive.
Yeah, because they themselves have actually eaten into a lot of bonus time, and it's now they need to start picking up their cores. They've already got one of them, going to be that Mirana, but they need their mid hero, need their offlaner, or probably need their offlaner as Mirana. She is a very flexible hero. She can go into any of those positions mentioned, as it is going to be a Kunkka, probably going to be going mid. Although
okay,
again,
now, this pickup I rather like, especially if Na'Vi are deciding to put that Lycanthrope towards the mid, because then MLP could just put the Shadow Demon Kunkka towards the mid lane and will put a lot of pressure on that Lycanthrope early and will have him starting on the back foot, which is not really where you want your Lycan to be starting. He needs that early farm before he's able to transition towards the mid game pushes. And well, MLP have a lot of spells that can be set up by this Shadow Demon Disruption, and whichever lane he goes to, whether it's the Mirana's lane or the Kunkka's lane, they'll pretty much be a guaranteed kill if they're able to set up the Arrow or the Torrent respectively.
Reserve time.
as we are going to be waiting for the fourth pick, and we are going to have to probably see some kind of solid, stable support coming out from Na'Vi. Possibly something like a Shadow Shaman wouldn't be too bad with the Shackle and also his wards that add to their pushing ability, and somehow just smooth things out in this laning stages. It is going to be a Darkseer instead. They're going for the straight up wombo combo. They've got the Lycan for the pushing, the Tyrant, the Lich, and the Darkseer all coming together. But if they get destroyed in the laning stage, you might not never get to that wombo combo point.
Navi's supports, as of now, are fairly greedy. Tidehunter and Lich really don't offer as much as far as rotating around and going for kills. They have two slows, which is nice early. But either way, if they're not able to get that early level 6, the teamfight won't be there for Na'Vi, so we're probably looking at a fairly static laning choice from Na'Vi US.
Reserve time.
Yeah, as Na'Vi, they are kind of forcing themselves into a certain laning stage position, while Midnight Pile Drivers have got a lot of options to what they want to do. And even though you said the Shadow Demon Kunkka is a very nice mid lane setup, and I agree with that, should Na'Vi attempt to try and swap things out by maybe sending Lycan to go with Tident and Lich, which wouldn't be the best tri lane in the world, Midnight Pile Drivers can just respond with a change of their own. And I feel that MPD or MPL has a completely outdrafted Na'Vi at this point.
Yeah, I'm definitely favoring their draft, and I'm excited to see them playing. I haven't seen any of these players execute, and if they're able to time all of their spells correctly and have perfect teamfight execution, I'm definitely favoring MPL in this game. I don't know, if Na'Vi are able to get a beneficial laning stage for them and are able to get lane set up toward the Lycan's able to get some early farm. Darkseer is also able to get an early mechanism for his team. Tidehunter gets his blink in level 6 early, and Lich is able to just sit in lane and deny experience, and well, they don't roam around on the side of MPL to try to get kills. Maybe Na'Vi will be able to have the advantage come the early game. We'll have to see what these last pickups for both of these teams are going to be, however.
Yep, as these last pickups are going to be a little bit more important for Na'Vi than it is for Midnight Pile Drivers, as they do probably still need an offlaner unless they want to put Marana in that position, which again, they've got plenty of opportunity to do so.
5 seconds.
And possibly some kind of a harder carry, so to say, as they are going to pick up that Bloodseeker.
Radiant's
A very interesting pickup from MPL, but their mid game and pickup potential is going to be very scary. Also, with the Kunkka run buff on this Bloodseeker, as well as the constant ability to heal himself up with a Thirst, he's going to be fairly difficult for Na'Vi to deal with in some of these teamfights, unless they get the perfect execution with like a Vacuum into Ravage, with the Lich ultimate bouncing on top. I don't know, I think a lot of pressure is on Na'Vi to have those teamfights go their way. Midnight Pile Drivers, they have a wonderful lineup for getting pickoffs. If Shadow Demon's there, they can set up the spells in order to get all in position and take out one hero out of these fights instantly, and even their 5-on-5 teamfight potential isn't all that bad with Overgrowth coming out from the Treant Protector as well as the Ghost Ship from Kunkka. I don't know, I think MPL have quite a nice lineup here.
Yep, I would agree with that entirely, as I am trying to find anything else out about this team, but they are being very elusive on the Dota 2 scene, as I've found one tournament they've been in at the moment, and this seems to be a rather new team. I'm rather impressive managed to get this far, and we are going to be seeing an Earthshaker picked up by Na'Vi. Always fun, a very nice solid support to kind of bring everything together, and more team fight. The only issue I see right now is that Midnight Pile Drivers, they're very good at ganking, and if they stop Na'Vi US from hitting that wombo combo situation, it could end badly for them. Now remember, this is a best of one. There are no second chances.
Yeah, definitely. Pretty scary for both of these teams to go up into, and well, let's see if Na'Vi US are going to be able to get those team fights that they want to. How do you think they're going to be laying this? Is this a mid Tidehunter or a mid Earthshaker? Or something completely different that I haven't thought of yet?
I don't know. As they have kind of put themselves into an interesting situation, but at the same time, I guess a Tidehunter does do okay against a Bloodseeker mid, but at that point, they can just simply switch things around, put the Shadow Demon Kunkka middle, in which Tidehunter will have to play super defensive to not get caught out, especially with ganks coming in from Marana, and just put Bloodseeker in the safe lane carry position.
Well, it looks like we're still waiting on one person from Na'Vi to join back in the game, but I'll go ahead and introduce the Midnight Pile Drivers. Pretty much unknown coming into this tournament as far as their prior tournament experience, but I'm pretty excited to see them play, and I quite like their draft. Let's see, we're going to have Zane playing on the Marana, Prismatic on the Treant Protector, PQMZ on the Shadow Demon, Byakuya on the Bloodseeker, and Ping Vinsek on the Kunkka. Sorry if I'm butchering those names, but either way, I'll let you introduce the Na'Vi side.
Na'Vi, previously known as North American Rejects, they are going to be known as Cat from playing on the Darkseer, Kuruk on the Tidehunter, Fogged on the Earthshaker, 1437 on the Lich, and Snaking on the Lycan. Sadly, ever since taking up the Na'Vi banner, not quite been doing as well as many would have hoped, especially after their brilliant performance in the international qualifiers.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it's going to work out for him this time. It looks like it will be aggressive trialing coming out from MPL. They're going to leave the Bloodseeker up solo against whatever Na'Vi are going to throw up against him. It looks like Snaking's starting out in the offlane as well, so looks like they might just be deciding to dodge. We might have a level 1 engagement here. Well, Darkseer is going to be able to back off. No spells being exchanged on either side. We do have those boots first on the Treant, so if he's able to find somebody and throw out the Leech Seed, they might have been able to go for a kill. And, well, Bog is hanging around fairly aggressively here and might get caught out. I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah, so it does look like we are going to be seeing a lot of aggression in the Radiance jungle right now. And I do like this move coming out from MPL. As they know that the laning is rather weak from Na'Vi, and they're just trying to punish it. At the same time, though, we are seeing the dodge, like you mentioned, on just setting that Darkseer on the bottom and pulling the Lich and the rest up top.
Yep. MPL have blocked the Radiant pole camp. It is the small camp that has been blocked up. And while Bloodseeker, although he farms or scales fairly well with farm. He's pretty difficult to zone out of lane and should be able to get at least a decent amount early on. The Lich constantly denying in this lane will be very annoying for him to deal with. And I don't think Lycan is going to be able to, or going to have his farm stopped at all with just a solo Bloodseeker in this lane. We might see MPL rotate some heroes back up top, but it looks like a 2-on-2 setup coming out from Na'Vi with an offlane Lycanthrope with the Lich just denying and Darkseer and Earthshaker hanging out bottom.
I'm not quite sure how I feel about this exactly, as this is going to give Shadow Demon plenty of opportunity to basically rotate middle and help this Conquerors. Conqueror solo against Tidehunter is not going to have the greatest time in the world because of that Anchor Smash does so much damage to melee heroes and stops their damage. And we see, in fact, we're going to be seeing the Treant Protector rotating up to help, and putting it into a 2 versus 2 situation, I feel, is in favor of MPL.
Well, and Korak might be in a little bit of trouble here. Treant Protector is going to show himself, and Tidehunter is still pushing very aggressively up into the Kunkka here. We are going to have just a couple of punches thrown up by the Treant Protector, but with that Anchor Smash going to be minus 51 damage on Prismatic, and it's just going to head towards the top lane. So, they're going to respond with dual lanes coming out from MPL, and we'll secure Bloodseeker a little bit better time. Bloodseeker trying to get a pull off, but will be interrupted by 1437, trying to get these creeps away. Well, they might be able to turn on 1437. They do have vision of the Treant Protector here, and Treant Protector still hasn't leveled up anything. Still waiting to see if he wants the Leech Seed or the Living Armor to try to help out any other lanes. Earthshaker is down in bottom, might be able to get the wraparound here, but I don't know. Na'Vi so far are getting a lot more farm out of their lanes, but I don't know. I think that's just early efficiency. We'll have to see how things are actually going to level out once these rotations settle down.
Yeah, these rotations are all over the places. Both these two teams is kind of vying for control, and in this 1 versus 1 setup, I would say Lycan would do okay against Bloodseeker. The Bloodseeker will get the levels he needs and be able to get the farm. The Lycan, he can't really kill him, not without help in the very least anyway.
Definitely not. And well, with the pole camp still available to them, they will be able to operate that and deny a little bit of experience. But on the other side, Lich is also denying some experience, for actually taking a lot of harass there. And Snaking used the Howl there. They might have been able to go for a kill with the slow coming out from 1437. But either way, Treant Protector just going to be forced back and uses some tangos.
Yeah. We do see the
Kunkka
though
going to die in the mid lane with rotation coming out from Fogged. He's also going to die to the tower, unfortunately, for them. But so getting the first blood on the mid of MPL, definitely worth it for Na'Vi, and a good rotation coming out from their Earthshaker, making sure that that could happen. And well, Earthshaker, very good at roaming around early on, even with low levels. Just 1 level in the Fissure is pretty much all you need if you get a good Fissure block.
Yeah, that's possibly one of his greatest strengths. Not only his team fight ability, but also his ability to just simply, you know, do huge amounts of work early on.
Oh, Darkseer, he's trying for this kill on Shadow Demon. The Iron Shell still doing a decent amount of damage. The arrow's going to land onto Cat, however. Let's see, it's going to be Surge, but he's blocked in with the Fissure. Earthshaker trying to chase down PQMZ, but with the Living Armor support, he's able to juke through the trees and still surviving for now. The Living Armor is going to be chewed through by that Iron Shell, I believe. Still only 1 stack on it, juking through the trees. Let's see if the Shadow Demon is actually going to die. Well, will they be able to block him in? They haven't blocked him, only need 1 more auto attack, and they will be able to get it. Vacuum gets the kill, I believe.
Yeah, nice try there to just soak up as much time as possible, but he was always in a terrible position, as that's going to be 2-1 in favor of Na'Vi.
Yeah, well, in the middle lane, we're going to have a torrent attempt coming out from the Kunkka. Actually going to cancel that animation either way, so not going to be thrown out. And well, the Tidehunter having a wonderful time up against the Kunkka. 16-6 versus 8-7 of Pingvinsek.
As we do see that also up here on the top lane, the Lycan doing an okay job right now, currently 19-5, going up against in fact, the highest farm in the game somehow against this Bloodseeker. The Bloodseeker not being able to kind of compete with the same amount of last hits, especially with this Lycan just being
might be in a
annoying.
little bit of trouble. They're going to slow him up, and body blocks coming out from the Wolves. He does have the Living Armor support, but they should be able to eat through that fairly quickly on the other side of the map. They do have some heroes low. Disruption is going to come out, and now Snaking also falling low. They have a lot of movement speed on this Bloodseeker with 2 stacks up on him, trying to dive this tower. If he's able to get this kill, he'll be able to heal up, but he's taking a lot of tower damage. He will be able to get the Lich, heals back up, and now the Lycan dies as well, and Bloodseeker going to get healed up and be just fine with the tower aggro being juggled back towards Prismatic.
He risked it all, and, well, he came up trumps as Bloodseeker does go tower diving, picks up a kill there, the second kill going out to the Treant Protector, and that's some very nice stuff there coming out from them.
Bloodseeker might be in a little bit of trouble, just going to be harassed by these wolves a little bit.
He obviously only got level 2 in that thirst at the moment, which isn't the greatest amount of healing.
Actually, Bloodbath. 3 levels in the thirst for the movement speed, only 1 in the Bloodbath, which is pretty much all you need, but he's going to be forced back to base at least for a little while. Might have some action in the middle lane, rotation in from the Shadow Demon. And Welcourt playing very aggressively, going to be able to get the Ravage. I don't think that cut out the Shadow Demon, but the Kunkka falling very low. Living Armor will keep him alive for now. Torrent going to be off the mark with the Soul Catcher. He's delaying things for now. Shadow Demon going to take a lot of damage as well. And for now, MPL going to be able to back off and all surviving.
And that was a lot of important spells that are being used, especially that tied onto Ravage. An entire 130 seconds left, where he's not going to be able to have that in his repertoire.
Yep, well, MPL support's just so good at keeping their carries alive with the defensive disruptions as well as the living armor support coming up from the Treant Protector, which is starting to come into effect. Oh, sorry for missing that kill. Looks like a nice arrow coming out from the Mirana, landed on the poor Earthshaker there, and they was able to get that kill.
Yeah, it was actually saw that. She kind of saw the chick go off and place a ward and counteracted it with an arrow of her own. After that, getting a 4-second arrow, very, very easy to get the kill.
Yeah, well, in the middle lane, we might have a little bit of action. Lich is still hanging around, just denying some experience from the Kunkka, being overly annoying to him more than anything else. Without the Ravage, I don't think they'll be able to go for a kill on the Kunkka. He's fairly tanky, even though sitting at half HP, has the Ghost Ship available up in top. Going to have a little bit of action. Going on to Snaking. The Leech Seed is going to be there to slow him up, and then trying to chase him through the trees. He's not below half health, and now he will be. Bloodseeker should be able to get this kill. They have vision throughout the trees, and eventually he will fall. And another kill on the Lycanthrope, definitely good for MPL. In the middle lane, Kunkka falling very low with the living armor. He's still surviving over Moonlight Shadow, keeping him alive as well, and he'll be able to back behind the tower, and a huge rotation wasted pretty much by Na'Vi, not able to get any more kills.
And what I'm really liking from this MPL team so far is the amount of teamwork that they're showing. Every single time a gank attempt is coming in by Na'Vi, there's always someone else there. As in, MPL seems to be the gift that always keeps on giving us. You think you've got one hero, and there's always 2 or more TPing in or helping or getting that gank or stopping the gank. And currently MPL currently ahead in terms of kills, but now the teamfight push is starting, and can they deal with this?
Oh, they're still missing a lot of their teamfight ultimates. Not on the Earthshaker, not on the Lich just yet. Vacuum, this is the highest level for the Darkseer, only level 2 so far, but looks like they'll be able to take this tier 1 tower without much trouble.
And that's going to give them a substantial gold lead right now, as everything is mostly equal. A slight experience lead for MPL, and a slight gold lead for Na'Vi right now.
Looking for the Fissure. It's going to block in the Kunkka here for quite some time. Will they be able to follow this up? I don't think so. They'll just be able to casually walk behind the Fissure. It's going to be slowed up by the Lich, but with the living armor, a very low probability kill on the Kunkka. And tier 1 tower is just going to be given away by MPL. Across the map, they're getting a little bit of farmer on the Bloodseeker, but still, Na'Vi, as far as CS is concerned, is getting a lot more efficiency around the map.
Yeah, I will say that's been the one main difference between these two teams, is that Na'Vi are doing a slightly better job at farming. Just generally that Lycan, Tidance, and the Darkseer all being the highest last hitters in the game. And, well, if you're in that kind of situation, it's never fun, even if you're ahead in terms of kills.
Yeah, definitely. So MPL, even though they are leading in kills, still have a little bit ways to go before they're able to really feel comfortable in this game. They are leading experience, I believe, and that is the case, mostly because of this 5-manning coming out from Na'Vi, as well as the extra kills that they've gotten, but another tower looks like it's going to fall. They're TVing back in droves. We have a full rotation coming out from MPL, it seems. All 5 heroes are going to be in here before too long. They're going to throw the boat, will land on Cork. There's a nice Fissure to delay things, but the boat is going to land onto him, and they'll be able to get that kill. Rupture on the backline. It's not sure who that was actually thrown out on. Looks like it was on the Tidehunter to secure that kill.
Yeah, but a little bit of an overkill right there, but at the same time, they do pick it off before he can even get that Ravage off, and that's going to be a pretty nice kill. And once again, now it looks like they're the ones who want to start pushing out, although that Iron Shelled up Lycanwolf is going to be a little bit of annoyance, as he's completely invis.
Murata might get caught out here. I don't think so. Looks like MPL for now are just going to back off. They have defended their tier 1 tower, but it costs them a lot of TPs, and, well, getting the Tidehunter kill is nice. Well, let's see. Bloodseeker looks like he's building towards that Blade Mail. Very good item for Bloodseeker. If he's able to heal up that HP yet again, it can do a lot of damage and, well, dissuade Na'Vi from trying to focus him down in these team fights. But tier 1 tower attempt is going to come again from Na'Vi, and it doesn't look like MPL are going to be in position to defend against this. They still have the Ravage available, and it looks like they're just going to let this one go.
Yeah, one of the disadvantages we're seeing right now on the MPL side is that they don't really have a lot early game in terms of team fight. Before that, Lich hits level... before the Kunkka really hits his higher levels and higher items, and the Tree Protector hits his level 6.
Yeah, without the overgrowth, they don't have a lot to deal with this Lycan when he's in the shapeshift form. X marks is good for setting up a torrent, but unless they're able to perfectly chain stun him, Snake King should be able to run around in these fights fairly effectively, and he's going to have the Vladimir's offering recipe delivered to himself, and well, we do have a mechanism recipe, not sure who that's for. Darkseer actually is just going to finish that one up, but about 10.5 minutes, good timing for him to finish up that mechanism for his team.
Yeah, because the mech is actually going to be pretty important for a Tide, or in fact for this team, even more so than a Blink Dagger, so to say, just because of it continues that sustained pushability.
Yep, and while Na'Vi going to continue this push, they're going to get a nice fissure onto the Kunkka. He is having an Isviz room, but they have dust available. They'll throw it out. Living Armor is keeping it alive for now. They're going to commit the Ravage on this. It's only going to connect on the Kunkka. They'll be able to secure that kill. Maybe Disruption is going to come out. It will keep him alive for a little bit longer, but an Anchor Smash coming out from the Tide Hunter will secure that kill. Tier 1 Tower in the meantime did fall to the Bloodseeker, and they're going to TP back to try to get this Bloodseeker kill. He's going to back off into the woods. They have vision of no way to cancel that. Lich Ultimate is not available, but the Fissure from Fog will be able to get that kill. Mirana Ultimate has been deployed, and they will be able to clean it up before that Fade Time is there, and that's a dominating streak going the way of Lich, and 1437 going to be very happy with that extra infusion of golden experience.
He can use that gold to buy late game support items like wards and more wards.
Well, it looks like he just finished up his Tranquil Boots, but more importantly, that gave 1437 his level 6. So that's pretty much all of the teamfight ultimates online for Na'Vi. Blink Daggers are still quite a ways away from Fogged, and Krok is also decently far away before they'll have that available, but still, their 5-manning potential is so huge.
They are in fact continuing to 5-man, and that 5-manning does make Bloodseeker a little bit useless in the early game. Before he starts getting those real damage dealing items, he more prefers to take people out one by one, go around the map ganking.
Oh, Lich Ultimate going to bounce back and forth to the Kunkka, and now one more back to the Kunkka. They're going to be able to get a double kill with 1437 with that ultimate. They were just clumped up way too much. Tier 1 tower is going to fall, and now there's nothing stopping them from going for more.
Yeah, picking up those 2 kills, absolutely crucial by this Lich. This Lich right now, less playing support role and more just kind of somehow carrying just with his skills. Currently 3 1-on-1.
Shadow Demon is going to throw out a couple of Shadow Poison to try to clean up this creep wave as best he can, but Krok is currently cutting the creeps while they focus on this tier 2 tower, and it's going to fall very quickly. In the mid lane, we have a little bit of split pushing attempt coming out from the Bloodseeker, but he won't be able to get very much damage on this, and if he doesn't come back soon, they're just going to go for another tier 2 tower, maybe even high ground. We'll have to see. They're going to smoke up and look for a pickoff maybe on this Bloodseeker. He's going to back down towards the south. Don't think they'll be able to pick him off. Well, let's see. Ultimate cooldown for Tide Hunter is about 25 seconds to go before they have that available, and they have the Echo Slam on for the Earthshaker, so the potential for them to take fights is still huge, and looks like they're going to go in towards the Roshan pit. Maybe. No, they're going to go down bottom, look for some of these kills, but in the meantime, they're going to get Snake King ruptured up. The courier is in the mid. Snake King trying to run away from this, taking a decent amount of damage from the rupture, and looks like he's going to die. Arrow going to be off the mark. Snake King, it's going to wear off, and it looks like they're going to keep him alive. Echo Slam committed, going to land on 2 arrows with the vacuum on top of that. Bloodseeker trying to get this kill on Snake King. He's still alive somehow. Miraculously, the mechanism is going to get him back into fighting shape, and they weren't able to clean up the kill on the Mirage. She was able to back off, but still another good pick off going their way. They committed a lot of ultimates towards it, but they'll be able to push down this bottom lane next. And Blink Dagger online for the Earthshaker as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge save right there. That Lycan looked completely dead in the water, but sadly they didn't use the silence on him. I mean, he survived with, it must have been less than 50 points of health. Just using that rupture all the way till its end and just tanking through the damage with this rather high base health stack.
Yeah, well, a lot of low-level players like completely stop moving when you're ruptured up, but if he hadn't moved, he would have gotten arrowed, he would have been completely dead. So very well played by Snake King, knowing the limits of the hero and limits of rupture as well. But now Na'Vi have both of their Blink Daggers online, and it's go time for them. If they win another team fight, get a couple more kills, they can also back off in the Roshan pit after this tier 2 tower push.
Yeah, because we do see once again this Lycan. He is starting to get a little bit closer towards his ever super pushing Necronomicon, as if he needs even more pushing currently, as there's only 2 outside the base towers left for MPL right now, and this is not looking very good for the underdogs. As Surprisingly, the XP difference isn't that great, but the gold, that's where the main hurt is coming on, and that's going to be around about 6k in favor of Na'Vi.
I think the bigger issue for MPL is that they just can't fight into this lineup coming from Na'Vi. With this Bloodseeker, he was able to get a couple of good kills early, but he just hasn't been able to pick up the farm that he needs to really be relevant this game. He has a Blade Mail, and it will be good against Snaking, not going to have a BKB before too long, and some of these supports might just kill themselves with their ultimate. But either way, it's still not going to be enough, I feel, for them to fight into this, especially with another big map objective giving the way of Na'Vi. They're going to finish up this Roshan.
As the Roshan getting picked up, and it's going to be interesting to see who gets the Aegis. As it's probably going to be on the Lycan, but at the same time,
Arrow to fly, going Fog, the boat is coming in. Will they be able to catch this one up? The boat buff's landing on everybody, and now they're going to get a triple stun. Kruk does have the Ravage, hasn't thrown it out just yet. The Lich Ultimate's bouncing well. This is going to expire. But the Lich Ultimate's continuing to bounce to heroes. I'm not sure how it's continuing to go. Sorry about that. And with the Anchor Smash, they're going to be able to get another one. Fissure for victory. They did have the buyback coming out from the Earthshaker, chasing more Iron Shell and that Wolves. And they might just be able to chase down the Shadow Demon solo, and they're going to be able to cut him off. He is invised up. They don't have vision of the Shadow Demon. He'll be able to survive within inches of his life. Kunkka going to die to a gush coming up from the Tidehunter on the backlines in a very crazy engagement. Sorry about that. Let me hand that to you while I clear my throat.
Yeah, take it over as he goes off and dies in the corner. As we are here, and the Na'Vi are going to be pushing up through this bomb lane. There's only a tier 2 tower left. And after that teamfight, Roshan, yes, they lost the Aegis, but at the same time, losing the Aegis, it doesn't matter if they picked up 4 kills, got even more XP difference, got even more gold difference, and they're now just looking to go finish the game. They've got the push potential, they've got the huge amount of damage. I'm not quite sure what MPL can actually do against this. Even with the overgrowth, even with the ghost ship hitting, there's just so many teamfight ultimates on the side of Na'Vi that they're just not farmed enough to deal with this yet. As we're even going to see them stealing the ancient stacks. They come in, they drink their opponent's milkshake. As Tidehunter, he's going to pick up even more farm himself. As we even see Darkseer pick up a Necronomicon. Even more pushing power, even more pushing goodness. That's going to be 2 sets of Necronomicons coming out. One from the Lycan, one from the Darkseer.
Yeah, the pushing potential coming out from Na'Vi is going to be so huge. If they win one teamfight, towers are going to die very quickly, and MPL, feeling the pressure, going to smoke up, looking for a pickoff in this middle lane.
I'm not quite sure what else they can do at this point. They need to hope for a pickoff. They're going to be smoking up. Can they get the Lycan? This would be a huge kill if they can.
Oh, but the Blinken from Cork, he doesn't have the Ravage up for another 30 seconds. Overgrowth going to hold Snakey in place. They just don't have a lot of damage with the boat, though. Should be able to get Cork, but nice defensive fissure will land on a lot of heroes, and Kirk's just so tanky. He's going to be able to back off through the backline. Snaking's popped the ultimate form, trying for more. Leap forward by the Mirana, trying to pick up this kill on the Tidehunter. A couple more auto attacks will secure that one, but she might have just lost her life for that one. Going forward from Fog, there is an X-Mark on to Snakey. He's going to be brought back into the fray. He's falling fairly low. Now with the Blade Mail, Bloodseeker is going to be able to just go ham. They vacuum back, and now a double kill for 1437 Fog, trying to cleave this kill on the Shadow Demon. He's out of mana. Blink forward by Fog. Living R is keeping him alive for now. The auto attacks just really aren't doing all that much. Now let's see if Shadow Demon is able to get out of this. Also, the Bloodseeker being chased down by these Lycan Wolves. He's going to be searched up, trying for the Dyne. No, it's not going to be there. Darkseer gets the last hit with the Iron Shell damage. Blink forward yet again by Fog. He's doing a nice Fissure Block, and one more punch from the Earthshaker will be able to secure that kill. 4 heroes dead after that disastrous smoke attempt coming up from MPL.
And that just isn't... You know, we just saw right there that they got the perfect initiation. They got what they wanted. They got that first initial, almost pick-off. But they're just so far ahead right now in terms of farm that they're just so tanky that there's no one they can really... Apart from maybe the Lich, which isn't really that important. Yes, getting rid of the ultimate's nice, but apart from the Lich, there's no one they can really take out at this point, even if they catch them unawares like that.
And MPL have been trying to stack up their neutral camps, but they're just going to be stolen by the Darkseer. The Ancients were stolen previously, and a lot of economic damage done there. Darkseer falling very low, and I don't think they have vision of him, but they might be able to catch him out. I think Darkseer's just going to straight up back off here. It spawns an Economicon units to get a little bit more farming, and will just surge himself out of there.
Well, Bloodseeker is going to be able to see him because of that thirst.
Oh, that is correct. Yep.
But at the same time, they can't really go in on him unless he hangs around and makes a huge tactical mistake and decides that to hang around the enemy's jungle while under 35% health. It doesn't really matter. As long as Na'Vi are there to help each other with all those stuns, especially on the Earthshaker, I'm not quite sure what MPL can actually do at this moment. They need, at this point, this is Navi's game to lose.
Yeah, definitely. Lycan working towards that Necronomicon 3, as is the Darkseer. They both have level 2 right now, and once they have those online, I think they're just going to go high ground with all of these teamfight ultimates available.
And even worse right now, that apart from the Bloodseeker, who's currently the 4th highest farm in the game, there's nobody, even the Kunkka is being beaten by the supports on Navi right now. Thanks to all those towers, thanks to all that, you know, those team fights have gone their way.
Yeah, well,
Snaking.
in the Ancients, they might be able to catch out Snaking. He's being disrupted up. Air to flight will land. He has popped the ultimate, however. He should be able to run out of here. No, the Overgrowth going to keep him in place, and they'll be able to get a nice pickoff on the Lycanthrope there, but I think it's just a little too late. We'll have to see. I don't know about the Kunkka yet again. He's going for a BKB now, and really, there's just not even any hope for that huge AoE damage coming out from the Tidebringer yet. No Crystallis even, and Daedalus, distant dream for this Kunkka.
Which is the main issue, that MPL, they do have a lot of initiation, but apart from their huge ultimates, they don't really have anything else to smooth things out, to get the team fight going in their way, to nuke people down before the fight even starts. We saw there they used all their ultimates, and they couldn't take down a single person.
Yeah, their pickoff potential is still good, starting out with the Shadow Demon Disruption, and if they're able to, or if they blow everything, they'll be able to get some kills, as shown on that Lycanthrope, but I don't think that's really going to slow Na'Vi down. Kunkka is finally overtaking the Lich, but down in bottom lane, lots of TPs back. Are they going to be able to find anybody? It looks like MPL will be able to get out cleanly, and I think that TP was cancelled, as they're just going to push into this top lane.
I will say that yes, they can take out individual people if they're the only person there, but it took them, even in that ancient kill, it took them so long that had anyone else been in the area, like a Tide or possibly an Earthshaker, they could have possibly saved that Lycan.
Also, Lich has the Aghanim, so unlimited bounces in this next team fight could be huge with the amount of lockdown and setup that Na'Vi have with the vacuum into the Tidehunter Ravage. And well, the siege is going to start beginning. Kunkka is fairly far ahead, and he's going to kill that Necronomicon unit. Stun is going to get the Fissure Block on the wrong side, and with the Living Armor, Kunkka will be able to back off, but at about half health, and no ultimate spent on Na'Vi, they can still rinse and repeat, go at this again. Kunkka trying to clean up these creeps to get the backdoor protection enabled. But the push is going to start from Na'Vi with the Howl damage towers falling fairly quickly. Torrent will delay things for now. Air to fly, not going to land on any heroes. And well, Tier 3 Tower is going to die with any huge initiations. Well, here's the Ravage going to land on a lot of heroes. Now the Echo Slam fall up onto Wall is also going to be bouncing through. Lich Ultimate not going to get that many bounces, but it's already dropped the Bloodseeker as well as the Shadow Demon very low. Bloodseeker going through the Ravage wave. 437, excuse me, trying to run away very low. One more auto attack will secure that kill, but Rana looks like she just gave her life for that one. We have another Torrent going to land on Fogged, and Fogged a little deep here going through the Fissure. Is going to stun the Kunkka, keep him in place. They have the blink forward from Korok, and he's going to throw out the Anchor Smash. It looks like Kunkka's going to survive. But the Barracks are not going to be so lucky. They are going to be able to pull back the Tidehunter, and they'll be able to get that one. And for now, the Barracks are surviving. Melee Barracks down to about 200 HP, but the healing is going to start kicking in. Fissure will delay this for now, but blink forward, Overgrowth going to catch out Fog. Well, he's going to stun up the Tree and Protector, but the follow-up Torrent after the TP him from Fog, they'll be able to clean up 3 kills, and well, the base is still standing on the side of MPL.
Yep, I would say there's a little bit of a mistake there coming out from Na'Vi, as they kind of saw blood, they saw the end, they could get those 5 kills, then finish up the racks and maybe take up a second set of racks, but they never actually just went for the objectives, which is what their entire lineup is designed to do. They kind of got ahead themselves a little bit and paid the price by, they didn't get the racks.
Yeah, they needed to focus on that melee barracks. Had they taken that, I'd say that team fight went okay for them. These Wolves are trying to do as much damage as they can to the range barracks, but it's being healed up by the backdoor protection, so they don't even matter. And one more auto attack, or one more last hit fed the way of Prismatic, I guess. And with the living armor, even the ranged barracks is going to heal back up. Down in top lane, they might be able to catch out this Bloodseeker, not running very fast. Nobody on the side of the Radiant is down below health, and with the ultimate staking, trying to chase him down. There's a Torrent to delay things. We'll catch out all of these summons coming out from the Lycanthrope. And well, with the Necronomicons on cooldown, looks like Na'Vi are just going to wait this one out. Roshan going to be respawning. We'll have to see when the actual timer is going to be, but the potential is there in just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, but the Roche is going to be pretty big, and I don't really think that MLP can, as it's going to be an immediate Roche. The earliest it can possibly be, and Na'Vi could go and take this if they realize it's up right now.
Well, they might want to wait a little bit longer for the Tidehunter Ravage, but only 20 seconds, and, well, it looks like they're not going to wait for the Roshan, just want to take these barracks down. And this could be a mistake. They're going back into Shadow Demon down to the bottom, and now he's going to self-destruct himself with the Fissure. They're just taking so much damage. Shadow Demon eventually will fall blink forward by snaking. Anchor Smash not really going to land on much of anything, but now I don't think they're going to make the same mistake twice. They should just focus on these Rax range barracks first, and they'll be able to take that one, and melee barracks should be fairly soon to follow as well. Snaking standing on the front lines. There's going to be an X as well as a Boat Rupture going to land on him as well. And Snaking might be the sacrifice, but now a huge Echo Slam going up for the Earthshaker. Lich Ultimate on top with the ultimate from the Tidehunter, and they're going to be able to get a full team wipe in the end. That huge Wombo combo coming up from Na'Vi at the very end, and GG called out by MPL.
GG's getting called out, but at the same time, MPL has a team who basically literally hasn't done anything before this tournament. They've had an amazing route through to here, taking out a huge amount of teams and even given us a match against a well-known tier 1 team such as Na'Vi US. But sadly, it is going to be the semi-finals where their road will end, and they'll be going through to the finals, which is going to be up against Power Rangers up in a moment.
Well, MPL, they've impressed me, but I think they need to work on their early game efficiency a little more. Na'Vi's experience showed in that last game with their execution, their ability to take those objectives and just get more farm out of the map. But with a little practice, I can see MPL becoming a fairly large team in the future. We'll have to see how their road continues on from here. For now, there is going to be a little bit of break before we go into the finals, but it will be Na'Vi versus Power Rangers. I've been GrandisV, and you can find me at twitch.tv/GrandisV as well as at Twitter at GrandisV. And where can they find you, Banshee?
Well, I can be found at both at Banshee, at both Twitter and Twitch TV, and obviously here on Heflatv 1 and 2.
Yeah, but also make sure to follow the Heflatv at Facebook as well as Twitter and all of those other social media sites. Your support would be very much appreciated. Also, you can subscribe to the team, and that will give you subscription options on all of the Heflatv channels, Heflatv 1 through 4, as well as twitch.tv/Heflamoke. And we'll also have some subscriber emotes coming soon, so look out for those in the future. We'll go ahead and pull up the next lobby before too long, and see you in a bit for some more Dota.